Hi, I'm Ted from Crokinole, Canada, and I'm excited to be here today with my beautiful wife, Alanda, and we are excited to introduce to you again our new packaging. I want to just go over some things with Alanda about packaging. She is the one who works at Crokinole, Canada as the warehouse manager and also our bookkeeper, accountant, chief cook, and bottle washer, basically, and looks after a lot of what we do here at Crokinole, Canada. So she's behind the scenes, and I look after customer support. So let's go through the packaging today, Alanda. Can you just give us a brief history of what you have done with the packaging for our Crokinole boards, specifically I would say our round tournament boards?
Well, yeah, we've worked at getting some styrofoam packaging this year, just because our previous packaging was a bit of a mix of different things and wasn't very professional and still had damages and stuff. So we wanted to make something that looked really professional and also mitigated the damages in shipping. So today we get our sample in and it looks fabulous. Would you like me to show?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, show us what you have here today, and also if you could give some back history about the previous packaging, how you started would be interesting to know. Like, did you pack with anything at the beginning? We'll go through that, but first, yeah, definitely show us the new packaging and let us know what's all involved with it. So, where do we begin? What's your favorite part about this new packaging?
Well, that's a hard question. I pretty much just like it all. Actually, the best thing about this new packaging is it's really easy to pack. Other things I really like is I really like this big styrofoam square that covers like the entire surface of the board. So that way if our box gets punched by something sharp during shipping, it doesn't punch the surface of the board, it punches the styrofoam. So that's really great.
Okay, I'll take that for you.
Then on each side we have some styrofoam rectangles, and they kind of fit on the round board. I'll show you that. So this is the styrofoam rectangle. There's 4 of them, and each one has a little pocket for accessories and the like in the corners, which is great. And then inside it's curved to fit the roundness of the board, so that every spot on the frame is protected. Because we were having issues when our original sample, this is our second sample, our original sample, it was a rectangle inside, and so those open spaces actually caused the frame to get completely broken off in spots, so that was not good. So this one we'll do better because it's totally filled in. Then we also have these little semicircle styrofoam pieces that go in underneath, and that is so that it doesn't punch in the ditch right here, so it makes it more stable. So that's the only purpose for those, and it finishes covering the playing surface too, so that works great.
Yeah, so you have, it looks like basically a thick layer of surface protection and your ditch protection, as you said, and you have lots of space for all your accessories, your discs, and things like that. And then you have a pre-punched thing for your post protection. What about the backside? How does it protect on the backside, this design?
Well, we don't get too much damages on the backside, so I'm not super concerned about it. It's got, these side pieces have a little bit of protection and puts a little bit of space between the box and the board itself, so that if there are any punches, you've got that half-inch leeway to make sure it doesn't hit the back of the board. So it should be good most of the time. The majority of the time I don't foresee many issues with that.
All right, so could you tell us a bit about how you originally packed your Crokinole boards? Like what did you do for your first Crokinole board that you sent out?
Well, we've constantly been upgrading our packaging. We started out just shipping in a really thin box with like no foam or any protection at all, and really everything we've done is by trial and error and learning along the way. So we started with that. We got some damages and we're like, okay, we need to do better. So we got this we started getting double-walled boxes instead of single-walled boxes so that they were thicker, and then we started adding more foam, and then we started double boxing. So we had these round boards in one box, and then we put it within another box, all with foam between each box as well. And then we also started putting edge protectors in our boxes as well, and that really helped. Just putting the edge protectors right inside the outer box.
Can you explain what an edge protector is for those who may not be familiar with an edge protector?
An edge protector is a really hard piece of cardboard. It's cardboard, but you can't bend it very easily anyways. And so people use it on the corners or the edges of their skids so that if something bangs into it, it doesn't wreck their products. So we've been putting them in our boxes, and it's really helped protect our boards. But we'd like to do better and make it more professional. So this is why we're doing what we're doing.
So what does this eliminate from your existing packaging? Your packaging as it stands now?
Everything.
Yeah, so what are some of the items? It eliminates your edge protectors. What else does it eliminate?
Oh, well, we had some soft foam that we would fold around the edges of the board. It eliminates double boxing, so that's 2 boxes, putting one box inside of another. It eliminates the edge protectors. We would even cut extra cardboard strips to put in our boxes, so that to give that extra padding as well. So that eliminates that, so we don't have to cut cardboard strips anymore. Yay! And we were already using a piece of styrofoam on the pegs. Originally, we used a smaller one that just basically covered the pegs, but then we'd get punches through the boxes and dent the playing surface. So we have been using bigger ones, but now they're pre-cut for us, which is great. So that means we don't have to punch them ourselves.
Cool. So can you explain to me what our current box is like, so people know? How many walls is it? What kind of cardboard quality is it? The edge crush test, what can it withstand, etc.?
Well, for those of you familiar with boxes and their strength, it is a double-walled box, and it's 42 BCT. That's an edge crust test. So they have different tests that they use on boxes to see how strong they are. So a regular box is 32, so ours is a little stronger than a regular box at 42.
So you're saying it's a good, strong, double-walled, 42, what does that mean? 42 BCT? It's just a stronger...
It's
a measurement?
A measurement, yeah, like for their standardized testing on a box.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how to explain it.
So, what's it like? How does this affect the cost of the Crokinole board shipping and all that? Is this a more expensive way to ship a Crokinole board, or is it less because you're getting less damages? What's it like in that area?
Well, yeah, we're hoping that we get less damages, so that will decrease our cost of damages, which ultimately gets downloaded to customers to cover those types of problems. But the actual packaging itself is more, but it's quicker to pack, so it reduces our labor costs. And it took a lot of time for us to do all the prep work to get our other packaging ready for shipping out. So tearing the foam into different little pieces that we could use, because it comes in a big round bale of foam. Cutting cardboard strips, and then putting it all together as well. Punching the styrofoam and then putting it all together to get it in the box. This will be much quicker, where you can just put it all together, slide it in the box, tape it up, and you're done. So it'll reduce the labor costs, and I think probably in the end it may be about even, is my guess. I'm not 100%.
Now, what is your damage policy? Let's say that this goes through a really big hit and the board is still damaged. How do you treat somebody that has a damaged board upon arrival?
Well, most of the time when we get a damaged board upon arrival, we'll ask for some pictures so we can make a claim with UPS and get part of our money back, or Pure Later, whoever we ship it with. And then most of the time, we'll send a new board out.
You say most of the time, so how do you determine when you're going to send a new board out? Is it?
It's dependent on the severity of the damage and also the want of the customer as well. So if a customer just is like, well, I just want to play on this board, so can I just have a partial refund? Then we'll work with that as well.
So what kind of damages are you talking about? Like in that circumstance, would it be minor, like a little dent in the rail or something, or like?
Yeah, it could include a dent in the rail, or if there was a dent on the back, or most of the time it depends on what the customer actually wants.
Right.
So sometimes we get a damage on the frame where it gets cracked and they still just want to keep it and just get a partial refund. So
So some customers.
it depends on the
Yeah,
customer.
so it depends
But
on
most
the
of the time
customer.
we send out a new one.
Yeah, most of the time we'll send out a new one if, like, you have a broken rail, for example, or a crack in the rail.
Yeah,
that
or
is
a
obvious.
punch on the playing surface.
Yeah, or a punch on the playing surface. So anything that affects play, you would replace. If it affects the play, basically, you'll replace it.
Yeah, and more.
And more. And if the rail is busted, and even if it's aesthetically just a bad crack, then we'll replace it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a good policy for our customers. We work with the customer, basically, is what you're saying, and negotiate and do something that's fair to them and fair for us, right?
Yep.
So, yeah. So, are you excited to send this out and to give it a try?
Well, I'm excited to drop it.
To drop it. So we're going to drop this thing and we're going to test out the strength of this styrofoam, and that will be fun. We're going to video it and see how that goes with this new protection that we have had thanks to our friend Brad Bowman at Whitebird Packaging for staying with us through the big process of putting together this packaging. He's done a great job, so we appreciate that. We feel very blessed to be working with him. He's another Christian and somebody who cares about what he does. So big shout out to Whitebird Packaging, and yeah, we're looking forward to throwing this thing around. Are you ready to do it?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so we're here going to do a drop test. So this is an already damaged board. The top of the frame was taken off of it and it was broken. So it's just the bottom that we're testing right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick it up and we're going to drop it. Here we go. So this is from, I'm about 6 foot tall. This is like a 2 foot drop. So here we go. Ready? Drop it. Okay, now let's see if there's any damage. So we'll just open it up from the top here. Like I said, the top of this board was already damaged, so ignore that. Just a sec, gonna grab this, pull this board out. I'm gonna slide it like this out. Once you get it out, we can show you the results. And looks to me like the frame is intact. There's no damage on the frame. Like I said, this was already a loose frame, but yeah, it's still attached, and there's zero damage. You can see that there. You just, yeah, no damage to the bottom frame, so you're good. So that was a so up here, that was a 2 foot drop, and there's no damage. So that's a good start, because a lot of drops are just small from the person loading them onto the trucks and loading them off the trucks. That's where the damage can happen. Or on conveyor belts, where they shift and hit onto another conveyor belt at a lower level, that's where the damage can happen. So that's the main reason for damage. But like I said, there's been no damage after a 2-foot drop. So that's good news for our first test. So let's go and let's do an even higher drop, which is very unlikely, but like a 4-foot drop to 6-foot drop. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna do like a 5 or 6-foot drop now. 2-foot drop, there was no damage, which is most common, I would say. And now this is probably not common, but we're gonna do it and just see if the board survives. This is probably a 5-foot drop at least. All right, get me all in the frame there. Okay, are we ready?
Not quite.
5-foot drop. Ready? Are you ready?
Yes, ready.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, let's see it. Gotta open it up. Throw me keys. Here we go. Cut this open. If there's not damage, I'll be really surprised, because that was a big drop. Like, that was serious business. I can't imagine why it would fall that far for any reason, but let's just see. Pull this open. And look at the bottom. See if there's any damage. 0 damage.
Is there any damage to the styrofoam? The bottom piece?
No, nothing.
It's over there.
I don't think so.
Or in the box, maybe.
Let me look in the box. Keep filming, this is good. There's the bottom piece, totally intact. Wait. Let's see, maybe there is some damage to the bottom.
Oh, it's cracked.
Yeah, it's cracked, but it took the impact and it saved the board.
All right, cool.
So it's still in good shape, like just a crack there. But other than that, the bottom, there's no crack on the bottom where the frame would have hit. So we had a very successful test run, I would say. Two tests, 2 feet about, and then 5 or 6 feet straight down. And yeah, it was a good drop. So, and no damage. So we have thumbs up, 5 stars. From how many feet? 9?
Yeah, maybe 8. Okay, it's going.
All right, this is from 8 or 9 feet. We're gonna try a drop test. Here we go. This is a Tracy gray rock. The frame has not been damaged when we dropped it from 5 feet or 6 feet or 2 feet. So this is the final test. This is the biggest drop. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, drop. See how it did. Okay. So we will open it up. So it survived the first 2. The styrofoam took the impact on the last one. So we swapped out the bottom styrofoam for the top on this one because it was already cracked, the bottom. And now the correct styrofoam is on the bottom, it's not damaged. So let's pull this thing out and see how we did. Grab that piece and pull it from the bottom. Here we go. See the frame. Frame is good. No damage from a 8 or 9 foot drop. So that is really good. 8 or 9 foot drop, no damage on the bottom of the frame where it landed and took all that impact. My styrofoam's still doing pretty good. Kind of tore when it came out. This piece all intact. So yeah, it saved the board, our new packaging. So this is Ted from Crokinole, Canada. Thank you for watching these drop tests, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what our packaging can do. Have a great day.